So So let's talk about how exactly the major difference between discrete and continuous. So when we say discrete, it means we are talking about the dimensions. And when I say continuous, it means we are talking about the measures. So there is nothing like there is no terminology what dimension and measure are. What exactly we go for is the discrete and continuous. So first let's talk about the discrete. So there are various differences between what exactly discrete is and what exactly continuous is. So let me partition both of them, this discrete and continuous, and we'll proceed as this way. So the first difference between discrete and continuous is on the basis of color. So let's talk about when let I have created one of the visualization that is okay. So let's take the visualization of the region as per the sales. Now when I'm talking about the on the color basis distinguishing both of them, the first differences lies when I'll take discrete onto the color, it will gonna show me the distinguished color, and when I'll be taking continuous onto the color, it will gonna show me the gradient color. So what exactly this color difference is? So let I take discrete onto the color. You can see it is showing me the different colors. So this is also known as the stacked bar chart. Why stacked? Because it is showing me the all the different categories as per the sales. But now if I am taking any of the continuous field onto the color, what will gonna happen is it will gonna show me the gradient color. Now when I see gradient color is a single color, the various shades of the single color. This is what exactly the gradient color is. So this is one of the difference. The second difference is on the basis of the second difference comes on the basis of numbers. The second difference comes on the basis of the properties. So first property is if I take any discrete. So second property is, so when I take any of the discrete onto this workspace, what will gonna happen is it is distinguished. So when I'm talking about discrete is distinguished. But when I'm talking about when I'm talking about continuous, it will gonna show me the aggregate numbers. So this is what the aggregated numbers are. So like there is one more thing, that if we just click on to the analysis and if we just uncheck this, what will gonna happen is it will gonna show me each and everything. So this is what is the level of granularity. After this differences between discrete and continuous, we will be talking about the another thing, that is the level of granularity. What exactly LOD's level of are. So we have one more thing, like always never forget to check this option, that is aggregate measure. So that's the only reason we say that when we are talking about discrete is distinguished and measures are aggregated continuously, aggregated format. So let's talk about so when we say that measures are aggregated, it means what, that n number of arithmetic operations we can perform on the measures wherein we can see the changes. So this is the second point. And the third point is that on the basis of the filter we are distinguishing dimensions and measures. When I am taking any of the discrete onto the dimension, what will gonna happen is it will gonna show me the distinguished thing, the exact values, wherein I can check it and I can perform my visualization, right? So that depends, like if I want to use it as a quick filter or I want to use it as an interactive filter, that depends. So this is what exactly is the discrete when I'm taking about the about into the filters. But when I'm taking any of the measures onto the filters, what will gonna happen is it will gonna show me the n number of arithmetical operations that we can perform on the measures. And with this arithmetical operations, what will gonna happen is we have three things. So these are the ratio. These four things are being there in the continuous, that is we have the range of values, we have at least, at most, and the special character. So this depends upon the all these numbers or all this range that we are taking into consideration. That is like if we are taking the range, we'll get the number range. So the main difference comes is when taking discrete onto the filters, gonna show me the distinguished values. When taking continuous onto the filters, will show the different aggregated format, the different values with the different kind of the aggregations. Why it is showing the aggregations? Because we can perform the n number of aggregations onto that function. So this is what exactly the difference between keeping the discrete onto the filters and keeping the continuous onto the filters. This is the third difference. Fourth difference comes in the terms of map. What exactly it is? Let's say I have plotted the map of US. So country is US, so it will directly fetch the details as per the map that we have created. And then we have taken the state over there. What will gonna happen is this map is being formed. Remember one thing, when we are taking the discrete onto the map, we will get the dotted map. So this is what the dotted map when I'm talking about the discrete. Point to remember is that never go for two level of detail in the map. It should always be till only one or two levels, like don't exceed for around 4 or 5 levels. So what does it mean is that if I have a map, in that map, like it should not be again drilled into cities or should again be drilled into n number of other things. It should be always, for example, like if someone is taking the decision, he or she will always be taking into consideration is the state, will not be considering the city. So this is one of the thing that, again, it's not the compulsion, but it's the recommendation. So we'll get the dotted map. If I'm taking any of the aggregated format, or if I say any of the continuous onto the color, what will gonna happen is it will gonna show me this colored map. So this is the gradient map which is being taken into consideration on the basis of sales. What does it means is that deeper the color, more is the sale, less the color, less is the sales. Can be on the basis of sales or can be on the basis of profit as per our choice. So this is the another difference. So we did the differences between the discrete and the continuous. Those differences are on the basis of color, on the basis of filters, on the basis of distinguished things, and on the basis of this is all about the major differences between the discrete and continuous. One more thing, the discrete field can be interchangeable to continuous, and the continuous field can also be interchangeable to discrete. But the point to remember is that in the discrete field there is one property, that is count. So just because if any of the dimension comes onto the discrete field, which arithmetical operation should it go for is the count operation. But if this thing goes into this discrete, what will gonna happen is that numbers will be unaggregated, that will be unaggregated, right? So this is the major difference between the discrete and the continuous. So I repeat this thing again. If I said is that discrete and continuous are, so this is the major difference between the discrete and the continuous, which is done on all these bases, will be coming on to the and the other thing what I was talking is the discrete and continuous are interchangeable. Now when I say these two things are interchangeable is that if I'm converting the discrete onto the continuous, what will gonna happen is it will only has one property, that is known as count. It will take it and it will proceed. But if I am just interchanging the measure onto the discrete, what will gonna happen is it will gonna show me the unaggregated format. So the thing, like if measure comes into the dimension, what is the consequences are the unaggregated. If dimension comes into the measure, what are the consequences is the only count property. So this is all about the differences between the discrete and the continuous.